Vitamin D as supplements. Do you take them, and do you take them in high doses? Can too much be a bad thing? That's what we're talking about in today's video. So hello everyone, my name is Autumn Acido and I'm a coach to help you live your best life and find your true purpose. And we're talking about vitamin D supplementation. If you're taking too much vitamin D from a supplement, how can that impact you? How can that negatively hurt you in some sort of way? Also, be sure to check out the amazing chocolates over at Miro. You can save 20% by using the code AUTUMN20. As a disclaimer, I will get some compensation for that. But these are amazing chocolates. There's baking chocolates, and it's all very, very low sugar. So if you're concerned about your sugar intake, then these are absolutely amazing. This is my personal favorite, the peanut butter cups, but very, very tasty. So enjoy the video. Vitamin D is a nutrient that we need for proper health. Many are deficient in it, mostly due to a lifestyle that is indoors with minimal sunlight, in addition to foods mostly being devoid of this vital nutrient, except fish, eggs, and especially fish eggs. Many foods are fortified with vitamin D, such as milk, but it's in such low quantities that it may not provide enough for someone who is deficient. It's important to take a vitamin D supplement if you don't get enough from sunlight in your diet. But is there a possibility you could be getting too much? Vitamin D is fat soluble, meaning that it is best absorbed when taken with fat in a meal and stored in body fat. Unlike water-soluble vitamins that enter your body quickly and leave quickly, fat-soluble vitamins take time to build up and over time can become too high, causing health issues. Vitamin D comes in two varieties, D2 and D3, with the latter being more effective. D2, referred to as ergocalciferol, is often found in fungus exposed to sunlight, while D3, referred to as cholecalciferol, is found mostly in animal foods and what our bodies synthesize when exposed to sunlight. The recommended intake of D3 is 800 IU, or 20 micrograms. However, this is far from enough to raise levels of those who are severely deficient and having negative side effects such as low energy, bone loss, and depression. This is why taking a vitamin D supplement is important if you're not able to get enough through sunlight and diet. There are various studies that show that taking a high dose, such as 5,000 IU or 125 micrograms for long periods of time, have no negative effects. There are even people who take 10,000 IU, 250 micrograms, or more daily with no negative effects. However, taking high dose, synthetic D3, in a supplement may cause problems over time. You really have to listen to your body to see if you're having negative effects. Many people are not getting adequate vitamin D from their diet and their lifestyle of not being out in the sun as much as they used to be. That causes a major health issue because vitamin D is essential to overall health. You need vitamin D in order to have proper bone formation. You need it to elevate your mood. When it's very, very low, you can feel very down, very, very depressed. And it's used by a lot of the body for numerous things. So when you're deficient in vitamin D, it can cause a lot of health issues. A lot of times you may start to notice that perhaps you're achy more, perhaps you're much more tired, that your mood has gone down. You may even notice some teeth issues, which is one of the first signs that it's starting to affect your bones, and a variety of other issues as well, and it could be contributed to vitamin D. So taking a vitamin D supplement is the most beneficial thing you can do, but what happens if it's too much? Taking synthetic vitamin D over time may deplete your levels of vitamin A, which may cause dehydration, dry skin, dry mouth, vision problems, just to name a few. It may also inhibit the use of magnesium, which may cause muscle pain, weakness, and low bone density. Supplementing with both vitamin A and magnesium may help, however, over a period of time, the vitamin D may prevent proper absorption of these nutrients, which may be a problem. The best thing you can do is limit your amount of synthetic vitamin D you are taking and begin to get better sun exposure and higher quality vitamin D from food sources. Your vitamin D levels are less relevant since you have to listen to your body, and if you feel fine, with what you're doing, then continue. Otherwise, find other ways of boosting your vitamin D in the most healthy way possible. Let me know how this works for you. Have a great day. My own personal experience with vitamin D supplementation is that I was very deficient for I don't know how long until it was, detected by the doctor that it was very, very, very low. Now, I wasn't really having any noticeable effects at the time. Maybe I was a little bit more tired than I normally am. So I decided to take a vitamin D supplementation. And there was numerous problems that happened initially for me. For one, I was noticing that after I took it, I would have heart palpitations and I would feel more tired. And whenever I brought it up to the doctor, they dismissed it. Like, no one else is having that sort of problem. You're the only one. So I don't know what that issue is. But anyway, I switched to a different brand, switched to a different kind of vitamin D, because the kind that I was taking was from sheep's wool, which is a vitamin D3. And then I started to take a vitamin D3 from a plant-based source, which is not from sheep's wool. So that actually benefited me more. However, it always seemed like I was never getting enough vitamin D. Like whenever I would get my lab test, it was still borderline okay. It wasn't like the ideal range. It was just okay. It wasn't, really, really good, but it was just, And it was strange because I had been taking it for many, many years, and I tried many different supplementation of the kind of vitamin D. But then, very recently is when I noticed some health issues from taking the vitamin D for like a decade at this point. And basically what I noticed is that, and this has been an issue for probably a good year or so, that my lips would get so dry. They would get so dried out. They were always so crusty, such in bad shape. And my skin would always feel dry as well. It was like dehydrating me. No matter how much water I drank, it just didn't seem to matter. I just felt so dehydrated. So I tried some electrolyte drinks, and those actually did help a bit. They really did. So I was thinking, okay, I'm just dehydrated, but it didn't make any sense. So then I thought, maybe it is the vitamin D causing this sort of problem. Maybe it's making me dehydrated, because that was something that I decided to look up, and it says too much vitamin D causes dehydration. So I stopped taking it, and all the symptoms improved that I had. So I was wondering then, perhaps I'm getting too much vitamin D, or perhaps this synthetic vitamin D is lowering other vital nutrients in my body, such as vitamin A, for example. So I had to find some sort of way of getting vitamin D that wasn't going to cause this. So there are natural sources you can get, mostly from animal foods. They're really not going to find any plant foods to do it, as well as go out into the sun for a little bit. So going out in the sun for just a little bit a day, I think is very, very important, very beneficial. And there's a supplement that you can use as well. This is Ancestral Supplements Fish Eggs. This is a very, very good source of vitamin D, and it's just capsules. And they smell really, really nasty. They smell very, very fishy. But that would probably be your most natural source of vitamin D you could get. Those are going to be probably the most beneficial when it comes to your vitamin D. If you do not want to take a synthetic vitamin D supplement, that could cause some health issues with your vitamin A, your magnesium, even feeling dehydrated. So be sure to check that out if you were interested. I will have a link to that. Also, check out the amazing merchandise over at Asphodel Shop for some inspiring designs. I'm sure you'll find something amazing. Also, become a member of $5 up and above to get early access to new content weeks and months before anyone else has public access to it. And if you want some low-carb, low-sugar chocolates, such as chocolate bars, the amazing peanut butter cups, oh my gosh, that's like my favorite, baking chips, syrup even, check out Miro, and you can get 20% off by using the code AUTUMN20 during checkout. So thank you all so very much for tuning into this video. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let me know how you take vitamin D, how you get your vitamin D source. So you all take care, have a great one, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.